Joining me on this broadcast is Major Gaurav Arya from our studios, as well as Shivani, who's also joining us and closely tracking all these developments. Major Gaurav Arya, to you first. What does this really mean for India, that India will be testing this missile? Well, at the same time, the reaction that is also coming in from China.
See, I think it's a huge technological leap for India. I think we'll be able to engage multiple targets at one point in time. And we have no adversaries there against whom we would require this weapon system or this missile platform except for China. Because this clearly is not aimed at Pakistan. Pakistan is next door. And I think Prithvi is more than enough. Or Agni 1 and 2 and 3 are more than enough. You don't need an Agni 5 for Pakistan. China is the one who's objecting to it because China is impacted. Today, we have the capability to reach every single corner of China, and the Chinese, they have been quoting this United Nations Security Council Resolution 1172, and they've been saying that this resolution forbids. No, it's nothing like that. I've read this resolution 1172. This resolution was essentially tabled after India conducted the tests in Pokhran and Pakistan conducted the tests in Chagai. This is against nuclear testing per se. This is not a nuclear test, this is a missile test. And I think we are well within our authority and well within our powers to defend ourselves, to protect ourselves, and enhance our technological capabilities.
Absolutely. In fact, Major Gaurav Arya, as you rightly pointed out, every country, and including India, has the right to enhance their capabilities as far as the defense is concerned and our own defense is concerned. But specifically talking about this, defense sources also state that the next trial of the Agni 5 missile assumes significance as that it may be equipped for the MIRV, capable of carrying multiple warheads, as you rightly pointed out. But at the same time, what does this mean for the subcontinent as a whole, and India also playing a pivotal role as far as enhancing its capabilities?
No, I think this is very important. You spoke about the MIRV. There are other things also, not just the technical aspects. This just says that this is messaging from India also, that tomorrow if you have a Doklam-like situation, if you have a Galwan-like situation, India has the wherewithal to punish China if it wants. And every country keeps such deterrents. These are essentially deterrents. This is like a nation's insurance policy. China has missiles. If China has missiles, why should it object to India having missiles? There is no logic behind it in any way. China's objections don't matter. The United Nations Security Council resolutions don't matter. What India will do, and nobody can stop us from doing it. And China is clearly rattled because China had the upper hand with Agni 5. Every part of China is now within that reach of Agni 5 inside China. Multiple targets with one push of the button. And I think this is rattling China because this is nuclear capable also. We have missiles. We are looking for an A-grade delivery system. Now we have the delivery system also. And lastly, I would like to say, this testing of the missile is going on. This is the kind of testing that is done before induction. So before it becomes live as part of the strategic command, it's not very far off. And I think this is what China is worried about.
Absolutely. In fact, Major Gaurav Arya, we're also joined by Shivani, who is also closely tracking this development. And if you would also like to ask her something, but India has certainly, Shivani, progressed a lot in the missile technology, right from the BrahMos to this Agni series. And today's test is certainly user trail, and it means once it has been tested by scientists, it has been launched as per their parameters, and the user will put targets and coordinates as per what he wants, and he will launch it. Major Gaurav Arya, if you would like to ask Shivani something.
No, Shivani, I'd just like to understand from you, what is the mood there right now? What are people saying about this launch? People on ground, what are they talking about, Shivani?
Major Gaurav Arya and Richa, people are believing that India is moving quite exponentially ahead in its 360-degree proactiveness to make it capable, strong, and through the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Major Gaurav Arya, if I talk about Agni 5 missile, DRDO started developing it in 2008. In 2012, the first trial was conducted, and since then, a series of trials have already been conducted, all successful trials, indicating how India's military might is expanding each day. And the trial which is happening today by the Strategic Forces Command was scheduled for 2020, but because India was fighting COVID, it got a little delayed. But we know that after today's user trial, very soon the Indian Defence Forces will have this Agni 5 missile, which has a long range of 5,000 kilometers and can be extended up to 8,000 kilometers. So definitely we've seen over the years how India's defence forces have been transforming significantly. And not only this, we are seeing that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in United States, he's meeting the leaders of the Quad nations. He'll be addressing the United Nations General Assembly session. And on the same time, on ground in India, what is happening is the user trial by the Strategic Forces Command. And China is getting uncomfortable. Let me also add out here that the reactions from China are not coming today. These reactions started coming long before there were reports about today's user trial that has to take place from the Odisha's Special Defence Facility here. And we know that whatever is there in this Agni 5 missile, each and every part has been developed indigenously, and that's what the sense of pride is being seen here on ground. Major Gaurav Arya, what you were asking me, what's the mood like? So the mood is full of pride for people who have some knowledge of the kind of weapon systems being developed by the DRDO and how the capabilities of the Indian Defence Forces are increasing exponentially over the years. And especially, we've seen how in last few years, the whole strategy has been to be self-dependent, be it in the terms of technology, be it in terms of the cutting down the imports. So India will now be seen as one of the few powerful military nations which do not depend on other countries, but they have their own power. The nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missile is one such significant move that will empower India as a big superpower in the terms of dependence on military.
No, absolutely. One more thing which I'd like to discuss with you, Shivani, is that, the Chinese have the Dongfeng missile. And the Dongfeng missile, or the DF-5, is an intercontinental ballistic missile which has ranges upward of 12,000 kilometers. And clearly China aims these at the United States of America and Europe. I mean, if China has the Dongfeng missile, why shouldn't India have the Agni 5? And why shouldn't we sort of have an insurance policy against a belligerent China? This
exactly
defies all logic. I mean, the Chinese crying about Chinese crying about saying that India has the Agni 5. Oh, they're aiming it at us. Of course, we are aiming it at China. I mean, who else is there to aim it at?
Exactly, Major Gaurav Arya. We know that there are a few countries which have their own intercontinental ballistic missiles. China is one of them. United States, Russia, France, and North Korea. These are the few nations. And now India is all set to become that one nation. But the question here is, when China can have a missile with the same range or maybe a little more, then why can't India have its own intercontinental ballistic missile? Because we've seen how China has been reacting. China has particularly said that India must maintain peace in the South Asian region. Look who's talking. China, which is known for its muscle flexing in the region. It is known for bullying small nations. It is known for being assertive. So now, why can't India have its own intercontinental ballistic missile? Everybody knows, the world knows, that India always believes in peace and tranquility. It is doing so just as a deterrence factor for its enemy. Specifically, we know which enemy we are talking about if it ever happens in future. So India has all the right to make its army, its defense forces stronger, to become capable, to become self-reliant. So it hardly matters how China reacts, but particularly in terms of military might, if we see, China also possesses such missiles. It has already done the test, and now it is it is now reacting onto the United Nations Security Council resolution that it passed in 1998, the 1172, that prohibits or raises concerns on India's testing of nuclear weapons. But this particular missile is an intercontinental ballistic missile developed by the DRDO.
No, absolutely, Shivani. I'm sorry to butt in. I just wanted your view again on one matter. And this is, China has the capability to target Indian cities. Why should China complain if today India has the capability to target Chinese cities? I mean, to me, forget about 1172. Forget about the United Nations Security Council for 1 minute. Forget about Chinese opinion for 1 minute. The fact of the matter is, Dongfeng has the capability to go as far as the south of India. So we also need capabilities to go to the east of China and the north of China. It's as simple as that. The east of China is where most of their habitation is. The east of China is, where their strategic ports are, their, the industrialized cities are. And may that day never happen that these missiles or these weapons need to be used against a population. India will never, ever do that. And we condemn anything, even remotely like that. But, the Dongfeng was not built to carry flowers of peace. Dongfeng means east wind. And the Dongfeng was certainly not created to deliver flowers of peace. Shivani.
Exactly, Major Arya. That's what I am saying, that this is quite contradictory. China knows that this missile, which India is trying, and the successful missile that will be soon inducted into the forces, is not required for Pakistan. As you said, it is next door. Any other missile is enough for Pakistan. But China knows that in this range, the range of 5,000 kilometers to 8,000 kilometers would be the extended range of Agni 5 missile. China could be the possible country which may have to bear the brunt if it enters into any misadventure. So it doesn't want a strong neighbor who can retaliate. And this is what we have also seen on the line of actual control. What has been happening is that China tried to portray that it is a very strong country, but India gave a befitting reply with the mirror imaging of all the deployments. And now, once again, if we talk about the missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missile, which China already possesses, one of the kind of such missiles. And now when India is trying to induct, and it is all set to induct, China is having problems. It is uncomfortable. So that is a contrary, which very well shows how China wants to remain the most aggressive and wants to bully other nations, and it just doesn't want other nations to make their own assets.
In fact, Shivani, stay with us. We're also joined by Major General A.K. Sivach on the phone line. Major General A.K. Sivach, certainly a very significant day coming in for India, who is set to conduct its first user trial of the new capable intercontinental range ballistic missile Agni 5. Once again, but we are seeing a reaction coming in from China, who seem to be rattled and has warned India against testing the missile.
Absolutely correct. As far as China is concerned, we should least bother about it. You see, when China was having the all-intercontinental blasting 5,000 kilometers, India did not point out anything. Now, when India is having this capability, then the China is now shouting on the roof of the top. Now, this is what it is not required. India needs this missile for its own protection. And very rightly, it is not against Pakistan. The Pakistan range is not that much required. We already have. What we need to target and threaten all parts of China, and especially their major cities like Beijing and all. So therefore, you need more range, and this is what it is. This intercontinental ballistic missile 5,000 and thereafter plus, you will able to hit all the targets toward the eastern China and toward the northern China. And therefore, you will able to threaten. It is a threat in being. It is not that you are going to use it. What happened is that, there is a asymmetry as far as India is concerned with China. China have got more nuclear weapon, more intercontinental blasting missile. It has got more range. So therefore, the challenge is not for China. It is for us. We have to catch up. And China should not have any reason to complain, because what we are doing is we are only trying to catch up, and this is our capability. And especially missile, India has done tremendously well. So we are now preparing ourselves, and this will not only have a conventional tip, it will also have a nuclear warhead, and that's what is the requirement of day. As on today, India has come up in a big way. We are now almost a third to fourth country which to have such a missile, and we are having not only that lethality is higher, it is also the range which is more important. So overall, a very good achievement by India, and it will now able to send us right message to a country like China and Pakistan.
Right. All right, thank you so much, Major General A.K. Sivas, for joining us here on Republic TV. Also thanking Shivani and Major Gaurav Varia for joining us. We'll once again listen into some reactions coming in as far as the story is concerned.
India has progressed a lot in the missile technology, right from BrahMos and now this Agni series. And this test today that is proposed for Agni 5 is a user trial. And a user trial means that once the missile has been tested by the scientists, it has been launched, all the parameters have been tested, all the equipment has been tested that is in it. Now it is the user. Now the user will put up the targets, the user will make as per what he wants, he'll put the coordinates in that and he will launch it. And now if this success is there in this missile, it reaches its target, its re-entry point, its target acquisition and all these parameters will be checked by the user. Once this is successful, that means this missile is ready for mass production and it can be now put up in our arsenal. Now all these missiles and these are basically a deterrent to the people who have not a very good opinion or who don't want that India should progress and who keep trying to come into India into various means, like China is there in Ladakh that's coming, and Pakistan you can see how it is behaving. Now these are a deterrent that this shows to the enemy that we are now capable enough of giving him an equal, if not more, I would say a blow to him, so that he is deterred to even try to lift his eyes towards us. And this is very important, seeing how China is behaving all over in South China Sea also, in Ladakh also and other regions. And I would congratulate the ISRO scientists on making this missile and giving it to India.